How's it going, everybody? Doing another drink review here today. A little bit of another drink review run, and eating hard candy Ramble afterwards. I was able to get the third one, Mountain Dew Liberty Chill. I did the Freedom Fusion, and I don't know what the other one was called. The fruit punch type one. I can't remember. It wasn't Point Break Punch. It was something else, like Star Spangled something or other. I don't know. I just grabbed these minis, these mini hard candies, Werther's caramel, at Food Lion with the Liberty Chill. I was also able to get I went to Lowe's, and I got the I forget what it's called, but I'll do a review on it. Obviously, that energy drink. It was a Ghost one. That one I was talking about. So I'll do that. And the usual, I'll just ramble on here as well. Pretty strong smell. That's interesting. 50 flavors in one dew. Is there 50 Mountain Dews? Has there been 50 Mountain Dews? Soda. I'm trying to get a read on this. It's not bad. I'd say I'd like it more than the Freedom Fusion one. It's not as good as that other one, though, whatever it's called. This you're getting, because I guess they just threw all the dews in here, right? I would think 50 flavors in one dew. I'm thinking they're all Mountain Dew flavors. I'm getting voltage the most. I'm definitely tasting some other ones too, maybe like a little Code Red. It's not bad for what it is. Once again, this one I wouldn't drink again. I'm starting to get a little pickier with my Mountain Dews in terms of like ones I'll consistently drink. I mean, in reality, I only consistently drink the original Baja Blast and Voltage are the ones I drink like the most consistent, and then Code Red after that. I mean, if Livewire was consistently, it is here. I'm pretty sure it's in Sheets, but the other ones are just readily available almost anywhere. Walmarts, food stores, gas stations, whatever else there is. I'm trying to think of other places. There's no 7-Eleven, so they're not there. This isn't that bad, though. You get a voltage, and then the aftertaste is, I'm trying to figure out, it's almost a fruit punch type. Maybe like a Point Break Punch or something else of that kind of flavor. It's not that bad, though. I like it more than that first one. And then once again, I wouldn't drink this one a lot. I'd go a 7 on this. It's not. It's decent. I could drink this again. Sure, would I? If it was the only one in a store, yes, I wouldn't have a problem drinking it. I could say that about most Mountain Dews outside of like Fruit Quake and the Flaming Hot one. I mean, even that, was it Freedom Fusion? That one wasn't fantastic. But I feel like I could drink it if I had to. It's pretty good. It is a blend of a ton of things. I'm getting a lot of voltage from it. And some kind of like, could be the Point Break Punch, could be some kind of, maybe there's even a little spark in there, a little Code Red. I would assume it's just a bunch of Mountain Dews. I don't know for sure. 7 on that. Now let's get into a little hard candy. I feel like these aren't that mini. They're usually this big, aren't they, when I get them? Yeah, there's hard candy Ramble here. We moved the 2 bookshelves. I had them on the corners, and I wanted to get like a middle kind of corner shelf for it, but we ended up, that's not going to happen, so we moved them side by side on the one wall. Looks solid there. There's now books on the shelves, the lower shelves. Oh my god, excuse me. And on the top of the one shelf is my fiance's 1 pop figure and my 2. But it looks nice the way it is because 2 are regular sized ones, and then the third one is the Power Slave Iron Maiden like album one. So it's nice and big, goes right in the middle. I have to figure out what I'm doing with the starting lineups. I had them on top of the thing, but they moved around too much. When you walk past the shelf, it jiggled, and they were like turned around, about to fall off. I had to figure out what we do with G.I. Joe stuff too, so might have to get another bookshelf. Actually, I had another garage sale pickup today. It was, I would not have put it in a video because it was too big. But it was $10 and I'd gotten a bike. We went to one up not far from us. And the house was like, you had to like go up this thing, this path all the way around. Not far, you know. But you go to the back. I'm like, where? I'm like, at first my fiance's like, I'm not driving all the way up there, but I don't trust this. And I'm like, alright, I'll walk away. And I started walking, I'm like, this is weird. And then the house appeared, and she ended up coming all the way up. The garage sale was in the backyard. Decent bike. I mean, for the price, you know, $10, it worked. You know, it works. The tires need a little air. The chain's a little rusted, but the bike I have now is in a lot worse condition. And rides, I'll just say. I did ride this one a little bit because she couldn't fit it. We tried to get it through her trunk and put the seats down. So we ended up, I'm like, let me try to ride it a bit. Because like I said, we weren't that far. I wouldn't have probably made it on the bike because, like I said, it needed air in the tires and stuff. And it's hilly, and this is not the kind of, it's like a mountain bike, but not really. The way it's set up, the seat, it's not like the, you know, the other mountain bike I have, if it was actually in good condition, would be better for going up hills. This one really isn't suited for that. Probably a little easier with, you know, once there's air in the tires and stuff, and I kind of get used to it. But I rode a little bit, but then a hill came, and I'm like, this is too much pain in the ass. So we threw it in the trunk. I hopped in the back on top of the folded down seats and kind of just held the back wheel because we didn't have string or anything to tie the thing. Like I said, we were close to home. It was like a 6-7 minute drive or whatever. It's fine. I'm like, I'm not throwing out the other bike. I still like that bike for it. I mean, we'll try to find, like, because we have a bike rack we can put on our car. We'll try to find some flatter terrain. It doesn't matter if the hills are a little bit, but some of, you know, in this town, some of those hills are no joke. It's not like a small hill. You can see some pretty good hills. What else? We've gone to this place twice now. Glaze King Donuts. Donut place here in Asheboro. Really good donuts. I forget what I had the first time. Oh, I got the raised maple log. They actually have one with bacon on it as well. Today I got cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll was really good. The 2 donuts were good as well. But the cinnamon roll was excellent. I forget what my fiance got. The last time I had a cinnamon crumb, what was it called? Cinnamon crumb cake or something. That was a pretty good one. The other maple raised, the log one. Did we just get the 2? Maybe I just got the 2 that time. Good donuts though. Definitely good donuts. They're closing for a bit though. It's just taking vacation, or if it's like July something to August something. There seems to be a lot of that down here. Where not to that length. Very similar to what All American used to do, or still does, I would think. Up in Massapequa, New York, you know, like a week before Christmas or like 10 days before Christmas, they would close, and then they almost close to like January 10th. They closed for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they could afford to because they did such good business. And then people are craving their burgers, so when they open again, they go nuts, and they're probably making up a lot of the money they would have made anyway during those 3 weeks because people start losing their shit. I remember there was a rumor. This was probably something the people at the place made up. This had to be 20 years ago. There was a rumor that like All American was going to close, and people were flipping out. They started buying tons of their burgers and freezing them, and they obviously never closed. They wouldn't have to, unless they were just like, we're closing the business. We just don't feel like doing it anymore. That would never happen. I mean, they do have good burgers and fries as well. But down here, like I've seen a lot of stores, not the chain type places, the more mom and pop shops, or close. Even some of the restaurants, you know, the non-chain restaurants as well. They'll close from like July 1st to like July 10th. They take like 10 days or whatever, 9 days, which is kind of cool to see. Everybody gets a vacation right at that point. We went to the farmers market in Ashboro in the town. Pretty good farmers market. We went there. I went to the post office the first time. Nice post office here, I gotta tell you. They had a couple of huge P.O. boxes too. Like, I know in Long Island, like the biggest one was probably like this in length. I don't know how deep it went. This one, even they had other ones that were kind of bigger, but then they had ones that were like, they were huge. I never seen P.O. boxes that big. Nice post office though. I actually sold my first thing on eBay. I'm like, I gotta start listing some shit. I only listed one thing, but it sold. It was a Mario Party 8. I got in a garage sale. I don't know, it might have been summer of 23. It could have even been summer of 22. Actually, it might have been 22. But that sold quickly because the price was good. It worked. I mean, from when I played it worked. I played for like 15 minutes. But I said it was heavily scratched, and it did not have its manual, so I sold it for like, I think, $18.99, which was much lower than even some of the disc-only ones. That was a better price. But since we were going into town, I was like, let me just bring it to the post office instead of leaving it in the mailbox, because our mail comes late. It comes like between like anywhere from early like 3:30 and late like 5. So I was like, you know what, if I have a chance, we're over there and I have a chance to mail it, I'm gonna just do it there, so it's out in the pipeline quicker. But I said that was a nice post office. I can appreciate a really nice post office. It was big too. Now granted, it's not like I'm going by Massapequa at 3. One would have technically been in Massapequa Park. Same fucking town. The one there was tiny. Fucking tiny. You couldn't fit like 10 people in that place. And then the second one was up by King Cullen. That one was bigger, but still not huge. And then the bigger one was by the Big Chief building by Hicksville Road, and that one was not as big as this one here. And it didn't look as nice. I mean, the Isolate post office wasn't huge either. And that was no, they had two as well. The other one was bigger. I used to get, depending on where I wanted to walk that day, and I had to mail something, I would go to one of the different post offices. There's actually a third one too. That one was bigger. That one was actually pretty big. But this one here is big, man. Like, it's big. I was in there. I was like thinking back to it now. Like, it was big. There was like a whole section. There was like another section over there. But yeah. Oh, let me take one more of these. We started watching. My friend has been telling me about the show, so you gotta watch it. For at least 5 or 6 years, I feel like he's been bringing it up. It's got Anthony Starr. Is it Anthony or Anthony? I know it's spelled like Anthony. Is it Anthony? But, he's in it called Banshee. He was in jail. He's like a master thief. And he was in jail. He gets out in the beginning. You see him get out, and then immediately he's stealing a car, trying to find his old, I guess it was his girlfriend he was in love with. And he ended up doing 15 years. She got away. And, because he kind of was like, get out of here, I'll go this way and distract him. And then he goes into this old, he finds out where she lives. If she's changed her name and stuff. And he goes into this bar in the town. And this guy comes in. It's only him and the bartender. And this other guy comes in, and he's going to be the new sheriff in the town. The town's called Banshee. He's going to be the new sheriff in the town. But no one's met him face to face, and these other two dudes come in. And all of a sudden, there's like a standoff. And the Anthony Starr character kind of... The sheriff's name's Lucas Hood. He kind of almost sets it up to where there'd be a shootout here. But both the sheriff, the soon-to-be sheriff, and the two bad guys get killed. A little stuff happens. The bartender's like, I'll deal with it, because the bartender's an ex-con as well, and he knows kind of that Anthony Starr is as well. And he's like, okay, I'm going to deal with this. Anthony Starr comes back, they're like burying the bodies. And he's like, the sheriff's phone rings, and he answers it, and he pretends to be the sheriff. He takes over the sheriff's identity. And then it goes from there. He's trying to figure out where these diamonds went that his partner, girlfriend, his thief partner, his girlfriend, because she said she sold him. There's twists and turns. And he's like, oh, I fenced him. I got screwed. He's trying to figure things out. And then there's like another guy who used to be, because it takes place in Pennsylvania. There's another guy who, the main kind of bad guy, I guess. I guess he was part of the Amish and then left. So the Amish is in here, and he's there now. He like runs, he's like kind of mob type, runs the businesses and stuff and all this other shit. So there's a lot going on that front. And I guess it's the Russian mob, maybe, I don't know. They're after Lucas Hood. Well, I forget what his actual name is. Before he gets to it, he calls himself Lucas Hood, I forget. They're after him. He's got another friend, I guess, who helped him out with jobs. He's a computer expert. So they appear as well, and then their building got blown up by the mob guys. I think they're mob. We only watched like 4 episodes. It's a really cool show, actually. It's violent as fuck. Yeah. It's a younger Homelander, but it's funny. You see, like, I've seen him in a movie here and there, but when you see him in this, I think the first season of the show was like 2013, so it had to have been filmed before that. But you still see, like, that guy just has those facial expressions. You see them come out in this show too. Like, it's just naturally, I think his face is just very active. When he like makes a face, it's almost a little more exaggerated than other people. And I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he just has an we'll call it an active face. He has a very, what would the word be? Expressive face. But he's good in it. Everybody else is good in it too. And there's other families, like, he was part of the Dutch, the main bad guy, so I guess he kind of got shunned because he left. So he sees his father early on, and his father doesn't talk to him. And there's like another family there as well that's almost been there as long as the other guys. They're there. There's a lot going on. It's a really cool show. What else? I want to say we watched a movie. Maybe we've just been watching The Boys. What was the last movie we watched? We watched that movie, it's had been like 2 weeks ago. I saw The TV Glow. It's got Justice Smith in it, and I forget the girl's name. She was in that show Atypical, and I think she was in the Bill and Ted's movie that came out a couple of years ago. She was one of their daughters. Pretty interesting movie. It was pretty cool, actually. Very strange. I thought it was pretty good. Very, like some of the images in the movie were like very kind of, they stuck with you. That was pretty good. We had watched Fall Guy when we first, like, a couple days after we got here. That was cool. We watched On the Line. Oh, that was with Ryan Gosling and, Aaron Taylor Johnson was in it. Emily Blunt, is that who her name is? That's her name, right? From Quiet Place, and that movie with Tom Cruise, I think she was in Where He Keeps Dying. Coming back, she's been in a lot of stuff now. That was cool. Did I talk about this? We watched this movie On the Line with Mel Gibson. It's actually pretty good. It had one of those endings where you've seen, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, you've seen that kind of ending in other movies. That was actually a pretty decent one. Watch anything else? I don't think so. Maybe there was. Tarot. We watched Tarot. That was the standard kind of horror movie. Another one that follows those certain beats that these horror movies follow. It always follows those kind of same beats. I'm gonna turn this off in a minute or two. My stomach is starting to really do some things. I'm gonna take a dump. I forgot I was gonna say something. Oh, the NHL draft happened. Apparently, what's going on today? Well, this is probably getting put up Sunday. Maybe not. I could end up putting it up tonight. I don't know. Saturday night, but I don't know. Either Saturday night or Sunday morning. Apparently, the Islanders got a guy, Cole. I think it's Cole Eiserman. He's supposed to be like the best goal scorer in the draft, but he dropped a bit because he doesn't play much defense. And I'm thinking, same thing other Islander fans are thinking, dude, I don't give a shit. The Islanders desperately need someone to score goals. I think he's only like 18 or 19, so he's not gonna. He'll sit in their system for a year or two, probably. Probably be in Bridgeport or wherever the fuck. But they need future prospects too who can score goals. They had a couple guys in the second round too. I forget who they are. It's a defenseman and I think a center. And I think they took a goalie with their 4th round pick. I don't think they had a 3rd round pick. But yeah, this is just a Liberty Chill Mountain Dew review. Decent Mountain Dew. I'm gonna go 7 on this. It's an interesting one because it's just. I feel like it's just a blend, I guess, of all these Mountain Dews. And 7-10. And then eating hard candy, Ramble. But thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.